We are the biggest, we are the largest, we are the highest, we are the greatest, we are the tallest African spiritual platform. My name is Queen Hadasha. Call me Empress Makida, call me Nadromo Ofenu. I been to say a friend me mapa. I know the meaning baby and Sufria by Ebusia. Me man crank crabia kwa bae. I Empress Makida nie. Revelations, you say, make say. Me ma akwa ba se na e dey kan wa platform yi so akwa ba kese no na me de me e ma wo we educational platform bibia timi happen wo ahano mu say and ye one of our brothers here Abdallah Suleyman.
Yes, that's right, Suleyman.
Abdallah Suleyman.
Yeah, kono Suleyman.
Oni e be discuss marriage and divorce but they dey kan de me ma na akwa ba na dem bisa no nipa ko ye na akire ne ya to aso mwakwa ba wate odokwan so ene ye mwakwa ba papa
me that's it
and na your first time
yes
inti chia omo na pay obeisance to them omo so mama platform ya the biggest
okay
na introduce you hu kire we ye dan what are you na we introduce you who we are saying ya head beto aso
okay well first of all my tree is not all that's 100%.
Oh they are pebia
okay all right, and the kind like meeting chabe mamo and yeah, stressful. Revelations has been a show that I received a lot of insights from when I was gaining my higher consciousness. So it's a show that I approve it, and I know that somebody who needs or somebody who is trying to get his higher consciousness might be able to get insight from here. With that said, my name is Abdallah Suleyman. I also go by Dew Soldier on social media. Currently, I'm a relationship coach, career and relationship coach, and then I consider myself an astrologer. I'm an Army veteran as well, and I'm an entrepreneur.
Army veteran?
Yes,
where? Ghana?
US Army.
US Army?
Yes, ma'am.
Boy. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Revelations, the biggest.
Thank you.
But I'm many in Sanwo, Abusia. I had yes, I will buy no so be an person and other any loss and an any but when you are now lost. And that's how the other white talk on my na yensho when he has any no kasa.
I don't have a problem showing my eyes,
yes.
But if you can permit me, I would prefer to keep it on.
Any reason? Give us if it's okay.
Technically, I would like to keep it on.
Why?
Are
you a shy person?
Technically, yes.
And you had a shy
person.
Into when you are on your platform, do you wear it?
I don't do live videos. I don't do any of that.
But you do recordings.
I do recordings, yes.
So when you are recording,
sometimes I take it off. Sometimes I keep it.
So if sometimes they are with you,
fine, no problem. For the love of you.
Thank you so much. And I say you guess your flesh boy, and I'm Yale. I find son, me friend find son. My barber went to oh, your son. Are you married already?
I have my first wife.
So it means you wouldn't be a bear.
Very.
Very?
Yes.
Abusia. Consciousness, yes, you guys don't care about polygamy.
Oh, she's very okay. She understands. Before, it was an issue because she didn't understand me. We weren't on the same nature. But now she's getting her higher consciousness as well. So
the consciousness people there,
it's very necessary because somebody's nature, you can't change that person. That's how the person is. So you have to confine yourself to go with the flow of the person.
So is polygamy your nature?
I wouldn't say polygamy is my nature, but polygamy is, well, let me just say it's my nature and just leave it there.
You don't want me to be...
I don't want you to go into details.
Are you running? Are you running? Are you a Muslim?
Yes, I consider myself to be a Muslim, but not a traditional Muslim as we know or as we go about.
Do you worship?
I do worship.
Perform?
I do worship, yes.
You do worship?
Yes.
So what do you mean by you don't consider yourself
I don't consider myself a traditional Muslim for the fact that in most times, like in recent times, most Islamic community are people that just practice the religion but don't have higher consciousness. They do let me give an example, like the 5 daily prayers. There are people that pray daily but they don't understand the essence behind it. There are people who fast, they don't understand the essence behind it. I am not that traditional type. I am somebody who has received a higher consciousness. So all the details or all the 5 basic pillars of Islam that I practice, I understand the norms behind it.
And so if you understand the norms behind it,
right,
and you feel people do it and they don't understand it.
For the most, not everybody.
Not, you see,
yes.
some. That's why I added the word some.
Right.
So what is there's some, the people who don't understand and those who understand and have their higher consciousness. What's the difference between these two people?
That's what I said. There are some people, I consider them to be traditional. And Islamic religion, people who have higher consciousness, we call them Sufis. So with those Sufis, they understand, they have gone through higher dimensions, and it's not something that takes just one day to achieve. It takes time, over time. For somebody who wants to become like a new Muslim, you go through the 5 pillars. Those are the basic steps. And those are the gradual steps that you need to take as a Muslim in order to get your higher consciousness. Some people have been practicing this for long.
They are static.
Because they are judgmental, they are static, they don't want to open their mind to learn new things. They are stuck where they are, and what they believe is their norms. That is what makes us different from them. And there was a point in time where we were like them. Let me put it that way. But by the grace of the universe, we've also gained a higher consciousness, and we can now say we are at a level that we have understanding that we can give other people insight so they can also gain their consciousness.
Wow. So you said you are an astrologist.
I consider myself to be, but I'm still growing.
You consider yourself to be. So it means you are doing other things.
Yes.
Plus the Quran.
Plus the Quran, yes.
Did you watch any of my episode by Muhammad Ali Sise?
Yes, I did.
You watched
it?
Yes. He's been moved out of his vicinity. People wanted to kill him.
He's very smart. He's very, very smart.
He's very smart.
Yes, and then, I got some insight from him. Yes, truth be told, I got some insight from him. And then I know spiritually we are connected. So I know no matter what, you get some insight from me as well, just like how I got some from him.
Yeah. So the question is not going to come from you personally.
Right.
What I wanted to ask is that these people, you've divided your people into two, that some understand, some do not understand.
Right.
Those who are static at a particular place that feels anything apart from the Quran is evil. On this platform, Hafiz said it emphatically that if you, Alicia said he's a palm reader, and that if you do anything beyond the Quran, it's haram. It is not Quranical. He said so on my platform. So now they are chasing him out and there. Do you think there are people like Alicia say in the religion that are not out there, that they don't know? So if they should, those who are trying to eliminate Alicia say, what do we tell them? Can we tell them that there are people who are more than Alicia say in their religion, but quiet? So if he has come out, there is nothing new. Like that issue, how do you address it with the people who want to kill him? The insult I got from hosting him, and me, I don't even care. For me, they forget me. Me, I'm beyond repairs. So me, but I want you to address Alicia's issue. The people, the religious people, those who are eliminating, who wants to kill him, and blah blah blah. What do you have to tell them?
For the most part, I just feel like they don't understand their religion. That's what I think. Because even the prophet that they follow, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came in with a higher consciousness. That's why he was able to teach at the level that he was. We have a lot of people that are in Islam that are at a higher consciousness. I can mention names. I don't have to go into detail.
Go ahead.
The national chief imam, he's at a higher consciousness. But he won't come and do stuff that's like other people, like the normal debate that we say. Somebody who is a Sufi wouldn't come and try to debate somebody who doesn't know. There's no essence. I've received my higher consciousness. Mine is to guide you, be a guider to those who don't have their consciousness. And that is what Ali Usise is doing. And Ali Usise, he's a messenger. His name is Muhammad Ali Usise, right? He's a messenger. So what he's doing, that's his job. That is what his soul needs him to do. So you saying that you want to kill him or you want to do something against him, you are rather killing yourself.
Piao! Alicia say, wherever you are, those who are trying to kill you will kill themselves. Hey, we are making many.
It's as easy as that. You are killing yourself because you don't know. You have to bring yourself down to learn.
Bam.
That's it.
Just learn. Learn. That's the word.
Right.
So You are watching the biggest and the largest. We have one of the enlightened Muslim in my studio today too. So can you give me like about 3 scriptures that you think the explanation people give from the Bible, from the Quran, is something else that is not like that?
Before I answer this question, I can just give you a surah in the Quran that I think any Muslim, even if you don't have knowledge or you don't have wisdom or you don't have insight, just go to Surah Al-Jumu'ah, read the translation. It's the best surah that can give you the best insight you can get and understand your spirituality better. Now, back to your question. You said I should open chapters or surahs.
Just 3 from the Quran.
That contradicts?
Yes.
I mean, as far as the Quran contradicting, me, I don't think the Quran contradicts. It just depends on your understanding.
The people translating it, I said, because Alici's case was that this translation was for Mary.
Okay.
And the way they translated it, and then Khadija, no, the lesser wife. Hafiz said the lesser wife. That's what I'm borrowing from Hafiz.
Okay.
The lesser wife things. I'm trying to say the things Alice said and got himself into trouble.
Into trouble, yes.
Trouble I don't even know.
Well.
So that's what I want you also to address. The last time one man came here that Quran said that Solomon died holding a stick. He died, they didn't see it. And one a berry. Say it's not like that.
I mean, that's his history he's trying to
tell. What is your own?
Like I said, I'm not a historian, so I don't touch base when it comes to history.
No, it's a Quran verse, not history.
It's a Quran verse, yes, but like I said, I'm not an Hafiz. And Hafiz is somebody who has memorized the Quran and understands the Quran and does all those stuff. But somebody who has received a higher consciousness, I don't need to be an Hafiz to get my higher consciousness. So for them, they can come and speak about the Quran in their domain, how they understand it. But
are you saying you don't understand Quran?
I understand the Quran, most parts, some parts, but I don't know the verse that he quoted, Hafiz you're talking about.
No, leave Hafiz. Okay. Leave Hafiz.
Okay.
Let's talk about Alice, my darling. Let's talk about him.
Okay.
I'm saying
I don't have a problem with him. I feel like he's very knowledgeable and he's trying to...
I'm not saying you have a problem with him.
Okay.
The scriptures he quoted,
okay,
that the people have gotten angry
I don't think
about.
I remember. If you can...
I can remember.
Okay.
But I say, Mary, Nebusiafo na omo refer to as Aaron ba no na enye Aaron ba. What I say and no sanso say na Muhammad ware any ne maid ba ku bi koda wo Hafiz hu ahwan dem Khadija.
Okay, I think I remember that one. Yes. Well, honestly, that I don't want to touch base on it because I don't have too much knowledge when it comes to that. But I believe to get a deeper insight about the surah he was talking about, that would be Surah Al-Imran. When you go to, there's a whole chapter that has been dedicated to the family of Imran. So when you go there, it includes the Surah Al-Maryam, and then there are other surahs that come under it. I mean, somebody who really wants to get insight on what Ali Usise said, you can go and research on it. You might get that insight. But I personally, I don't want to touch base on it because it's not something that's, I mean, I've researched or I know about. It's not a story that I know. It's not a story that I know.
Oh, no, so what about the torchlight? The torchlight thing? That when you're here, there.
Okay. So usually you're talking about the black dots, right? So what I know, usually there was one time I was going through my spiritual inclination and then I had that. And then I asked, and somebody said it's a sign of prayer. But I wouldn't say I didn't believe it or I believed it. But to me, it was a sign of spirituality. Now, going back to Islam, right? And going back to other religions, they call it the third eye, right? In Islam, it is there. It's called Al-Basira. But for the most part, people don't want to associate it and call it the third eye. But it is the third eye. We have insight, Al-Basira. We have Al-Farasa. And we have Al-Ilham. All those are inclination with the nature. And all that's what I'm talking about. We have spiritual insight, which is the Al-Basira. Then we have Al-Ikhlas. Then we have the Al-Ilham. All that leads you to the higher being. and it connects you and inclines you with the universe. That's it. Most Muslims don't want to accept that phenomenon. And that is what makes it a problem. But if you understand that phenomenon, you understand that the universe is us. You, me, the plants, the animals, the trees, the planetaries, the sun, the moon, they are all parts. But unfortunately, not everybody believes that. And that's what I'm saying. Some people's consciousness are dead and needs to be awakened so they can understand. I'm not saying I am better than somebody, but
I understand. You are trying to save yourself and your mother. I understand. You don't want anybody to chase you out of your house.
Nobody can chase me. Nobody can chase me. Nobody can chase me. I said I'm a soldier. So spiritually, physically, I'm a soldier. But I don't want to say things beyond what my confidence want me to say. But deep within me, I know who I am and I know what I am. If you try me, you face what you face.
Simple. So tell us what we are looking for. The topic in Abusia, marriage and divorce. The topic, no. Enti eno nande ye ba be ka wasem is Abdallah Suleyman. Na me can say na me den krakese mane Alisi say wherever you are, your sister, your mommy, I love you and I love you more, okay? And no weapon fashion against you shall prosper. Never. What can't also say never. Okay, so my brother, when we say marriage,
right. So when we say marriage, in a normal context or in a legal context, marriage is a union or a bond between two people, both physically and spiritually, who have decided to live in love. When I say love in that context, somebody will ask me, what is love? Love is nothing extraordinary. Love is peace, unity, understanding. And depending on who you share that love with, there is intimacy. That's love.
That's love.
That's love.
Now, intimacy, Nima, is it still love?
Intimacy, I said, depending on who you share that love with. So you can share love with your siblings, with your kids. Remove the intimacy. It is still love. Peace, unity, understanding. If it's your wife or your significant other, you add the intimacy. Then it becomes a full union of marriage.
Full union of marriage.
Right.
So what is polygamy? Now,
polygamy. Pretty much our door. And
are you asking me?
Polygamy our door. But our door, you just don't get up and then because while worry back and you just do things whilst your wife is not in understanding. We are the love law no breaching.
Now dear Ben Panty now be worry be do also. What do you hear?
We are some people with their nature, we are all different.
We are your nature.
Some people marry additionally for the purpose of bringing peace in the home. Some people marry for the purpose of bringing wealth in the home. Some people marry additionally for the purpose of bringing
more children.
Thank you. Procreation in the home. So all that people, we are all different in our own ways and we are all unique in our own ways. We all have our needs and our wants and we all know what is best for us. But what I will advise, if you want to do polygamy, make sure you is confined with your wife. You make her understand. Be on the same page before you move forward and do it. Don't let there's no peace in the home that you want to do it. It won't work. And then don't look at somebody say, we are worrying me and also are you in his shoes? You don't know his nature. You don't know his capabilities. So you cannot look at somebody and then put that coat on you.
Let's get into the marriage and divorce. That's okay. Your topic. But right. Before we get into marriage and conclude and move on to divorce,
right.
I want us to clear some things.
Okay, sure.
Okay, cohabiting.
Cohabitant, right?
Okay.
Yeah, the same.
Say obi ni obi.
Yes.
Omatna say 4 years, 3 years. Onware no.
Okay.
Okay. Obi nsu ni obi atna say.
Right.
Omo awo 2. Me fa ne say dia muka girlfriend boyfriend no onipa na atna say 1 year, right. 2 year. Omo nware ye. Okay. Ana omo nware ye. Okay, yen fa ne say na osi okoware obi. Does he need that person's permission? The only na because on worrying into he can just.
I feel like if there are cases involved, the best thing is to let that person know.
If there are no cases involved.
If there are no cases involved, it depends on the agreement I'm now because legally in America, cohabiting can become a legal, something. It can be considered as marriage, depending on how long you have been cohabiting with that person.
You see, we are spiritual platform.
Right.
So we want insight.
Insight on spirituality.
On
but
spirituality about this.
Yes.
About this.
Okay.
Okay. About this. Like you promising someone you are together.
Okay.
And you just wake up one day and you get into another person.
Okay.
Without any consent. That's what
no, any rights. Like to me personally, I don't think it's right because for the fact that there was some form of agreement. And agreement is spiritual as well. If you make an agreement with somebody physically, it bonds you spiritually. Whether you believe it or not, that is the fact. It bonds you spiritually. Ain't say by a point in time, na say penny pakono bi wana say opese wonja na nkofo obi fufura. You have to come to another agreement with that person. Oh, me person me no yentina bi because of A, B, C, D. Then let that agreement work. So that spiritual bond no, you free yourself so that you can get your new partner. Say yes answer na say obe pene na say wa ware fufuro and that bond will continue and them wasem.
Okay, we are looking at said the yebehu se bibi ya ware.
Okay.
Most people feel that, especially Maame no. So only omo kasa na ubi so omo say madodo sen na wa ware omo or say ma ware ba akope. Bisan say only madodo sen na wo mma. Or say mini mma miensa. So they don't see the omo no omo awo ne say omo the omo yomo. That's why I'm asking these questions.
Okay.
What am I saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Because to me, I feel that at the moment two people would go have intercourse together.
Okay.
It's beyond anyankufa.
Okay.
Emotions and what have you abemu until you treat that person as such. So and until na me bisa we no as a spiritual person.
Right.
Obi oni obi awo, obi oni obi atena, waboa no kwan bi so, wakoduru baabi ni ade sa ade ni epese ye hu say split it on a bad note no obi akoni baabi. Is that okay or there are consequences or something?
That's what I said. It depends on the nature on the fact.
I said they split it on a bad way.
On a bad way.
I added bad way.
Okay, so if it's a bad way, the thing that will remain will be the responsibility. That is Sakwala or Muntema. So if the father is doing the responsibility of that is taking care of the child, then that's it. Spiritually, there's no bond. Spiritually, me, I don't see it to be there. I don't see any bond to be there spiritually because everything that happens physical happens spiritual first. So if it has happened physically, that means that's already happened spiritually. So there's no bond.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, there's no bond.
Okay, so who can marriage? Obeka obi aya yin ni tin sanko and obe friend marriage, right?
Can you explain that?
Okay, so when you say marriage, obi aya perform bibi.
Performing rights, exactly.
And no pen marriage.
Pretty much.
Define marriage, let me see.
That's what I said. It's a union between two people that have agreed. That means there's that agreement. That agreement includes that rights you are talking about. And the rights, no, it comes in different forms. They can be the legal side. That one also binds you both spiritually, physically. They can be the traditional one. And then you call fie, mom and dad and all that. That one also binds you spiritually and physically.
Physically.
Yes.
And they are obi anko hu parents ni they.
Their own parents. Me, I don't support it. I don't think it's the best. But in a way, it's cohabiting. If that is what the girl has agreed to and you have agreed to, and then want them, but to me, it's not the best.
So no, we are talking about marriage.
Right.
So even if they are there and they have 8 kids, it's not marriage. You won't call it marriage.
We
want you to define. We want to
me,
understand
it's a
marriage.
bond, but it's not marriage because spiritually, blessings now is the rites that were supposed to be performed, it hasn't been performed. That's why we have the rites of passage. Why do we have the rites of passage? It's the parents or the other family legally or spiritually. Right now, that is the responsibility they were supposed to be doing for the young lady or the young man. They've given you that right as the man. Oh yeah, the Obana shall some J. So those rights needs to be performed.
I want you to take your time and address this or the way because Ghana na yewo.
Okay.
Enkrofo bebre ni enkrofo awo omo ni omo neti. Omo nye omo ho ade. Okay.
Okay.
Na yewo enkrofo bebre nsoso wo ho a omo akoye knocking. Omo nware omo as you are saying but knocking ni so parents ni ye involved. Nti na make us to obo ase na kire ade a ye be friend marriage. Are you getting it?
Right.
Because a lot of people are watching this.
Right. They say send you can knocking. Knocking is a form of rights. Knocking is a form of rites, but it depends on what tribe or what religion or what not the person practices. But technically, obi the knocking kwa wataya obano no. Technically, spiritually, he has confined himself with the girl. So obi different, but say obi wari na ebe catch say oh, yeah the new badeda.
So you call knocking to marriage?
I don't call it marriage, but it's a form of the man doing something that is like what in the neighbor kwashim. Into bibi already when neighbor kwashim there, you are there already. So technically it's a way towards marriage, but he's not fully there. So it's either they force him to come fully there or on find a neighbor not the obe to me no aba.
What
so
of those who have also separated but divorce and yeah done?
Okay.
Omo aware na no omo tip. Omo aware whatever right yes. you call marriage.
Okay.
And now omo separate we nam ni baby by 5 years. What do you call that?
Well, with separation, that's what I said. It all depends on the understanding of the woman and the man, because like I said, divorce no. Nipa ba to me decided say or no own to me be no way jai. So ba no na wa decided say me nya bi o me jai na wakwa she's continuing her life. Spiritually,
not divorce in Baya.
Not divorce crown Baya. You can separate and you can move on.
That is divorce. It's not marriage.
That is divorce.
It's not marriage.
But no, you can't say that is separation.
So it's not marriage. We want to understand marriage before
let me understand
continue.
Your question. Like
what I'm saying is, Fanny say, why a wedding? Okay, and now matna say.
Okay.
And now 5 years, BBS, waiting me while and I wait 5 years. Family no NJ she near dear.
Okay.
And no, what do you call that?
Okay, let me come back to Islam and just give a little insight. Okay. In Islam, when something like that happens, they can separate and they will give, I think it's a period of 60 or 90 days to see if they can come back. If they don't come back, then that means they've taken the next level, which is deciding on whatever they want to do with their life. Now, in Islam, if the woman or if the man had paid his dowry or whatever, and if it's the woman that says she doesn't want the marriage, then the woman is obligated to give back the dowry or whatever that she gave the man or whatever that the man gave to her back to him. But if it's the man that says that, oh no, I don't want the marriage, then he can leave that to her, for her. So with that said, no, I mean, someone separate, no. But certain period, no so, then they will move on to the next stage. That means, which is the divorce.
So they are couples.
Within that 60 or 90 days, they are couples.
No, Yanka Ghana, the Sentano. People are watching.
Anything I make kind of based on me, my religion. I don't know about other beliefs.
So
based on me, my religion. Within that 60 or 90 days, they are still married.
Okay, so now tell us. So this marriage and divorce, can Sentano around your religion and I will count for everybody.
Well, we will say marriage is very broad. It's very broad. That is why if I want to talk about marriage for the other masses, I have to go the legal way. But you are asking me based on the spiritual aspects. So since it's the spiritual aspect, I have to stick to the norms that I know, which is Islam.
So that I want to make it clear.
Yes.
So tell us about.
But I can give insight on the legal.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You are here. You've made a choice.
Okay.
So tell us about Islamic marriages.
Okay.
Let's tell us varieties and types. Omo na ye hu kire ye wi na wa kire ye omo perform rituals a obe perform e say we ye wo yere na fe so aniama e permit mu say mu divorce and how the divorce goes the property abemu how Islamically kire ye.
Okay. Well, as far as marriage goes, the rights in Islam is pretty much similar to other cultures, I believe, because the man will go or whatever knocking. You present the dowry and all that. In Ghanaian local pilots, all those no, but for the most part, Obama so to meet your dowry to the girl, and then a friend is Sadakinu. Which you are Sadakinu more banwa, and then I worry.
And what are the things we don't know? You are telling us.
I don't know. It can come in cash. It can come in materials. It's an agreement between you and the girl. What the girl wants is what you do for her.
Not the parents.
Not the parents.
Mo gramophone mo yen oba ho ade makramo omo papa.
For the most part, in our recent times, the parents know, like, they feel like say omo no mo say omonje, but that is not right Islamically. The agreement is supposed to be between the girl, but the reason why our parents know, for the most part, they show omo is for witness purposes. Normal witness say na ediama, but in actual sense, the agreement is supposed to be between the man and the woman.
So oba no de opebia na mo wo de obeji.
Oba no me say me mpehwe.
Hey,
it's agreed.
Sir, o ka top aeroplane so a.
So obetumi ana wa to ama no.
Obeto.
So obetumi a.
Anya busiam se hoye. Umi entwamfo. Free.
So if that is what she wants, sebe. Oba untumi ka say I don't want anything. While she knows that she won't gain anything from the man. She knows what she's getting from the man. That's why she will say that. Inti asem na yeka. Sebe oba no song to me sorry
no because you have to teach us well.
Right.
And people are watching.
I'm trying to teach.
So to obo natural and rituals and ceremonies be 4 5 ekotesi now I know the youth are doing your friend is saying ordinance marriages, though they are Muslims. They are now they've now upgraded this thing to
me cry me nya sana me no.
Also person worry too.
Secondary and party there's nothing wrong with it.
Customary rights.
Like legally no
customary rights obetumi worry bi aka ho.
Oh, okay.
But customary rights no e wo ho be register marriage ni pepepe. But obetumi worry bi aka ho.
Really?
Any ordinance na wuntumi worry bi nka ho no nko a
in Ghana here,
yes,
it's legal.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Customary rights.
Because in America, what I know about it is cohabiting. You can marry and then you can cohabit as well. So I don't know whether it's similar to what you're trying to tell me.
No, so cohabiting, they won't worry. But we wait to me no one.
Okay.
Now I register marriage,
Okay.
I work court.
Okay.
As customary rights.
Okay.
Ube to me I worry ubi so no I call register no so.
Oh wow. So that means it's legal. Polygamy is legal.
Oh yes, Ghana Ghanaians don't have any law that is against polygamy. Okay. It is the religious
because sometimes
bodies.
I think I've asked around before and I get contradicting answers and I haven't gone.
No. Directly. They have this.
It's legal.
Okay. They have customary rights and they have ordinance. Ordinance won't to me worry.
It's good
customary
to know.
Rights and they obey to me register I think 2 3 or something.
Okay.
Obey to me it's the law. Ghana for any law be a prohibit polygamy is Christianity.
Right.
And almost say polygamy. But obey to me I wedding now wompna bi oni ne kra wo your sofo kra wo wompna eno de any mra bi atwitwa wani so ma nti that's it.
Right.
So to obo asena ma ye hu Islam is because you are going that way no.
Yes.
Na ye hu divorce ba na nkola wo let to obo asena break all these things to us.
All right. So for the most part, I think I spoke about the marriage rights. The marriage rights, the bonding is pretty much the sadaki, which is what I think in English parlance they will say the dowry. So, obey money to your dowry that rights have been performed. There's no other rights that's spiritually or any other bond that will bind you. The other thing that will come after no, in a party, any sadaka. Say, I can say then those lefe and all that no now is a yadoya we ma obano but no crown girl no bit me aka say and obano bit me aka say no, don't worry about it, just give me the money, I will decide on what I want to buy for myself. Legally it's accepted, spiritually it's accepted, but the other thing that come as the gathering that they do no, all that no a party, and that no, it still comes from the husband obano and the man to decide whether we want to do a party or not. There's no force, there's no pressure. Obi Obe force any Muslim person or anybody and I'll be around. There's no force, there's no pressure. You have to do something that is within you. You cut your coat according to your size. No being ton pressure man. And yes, I know later you come and be biting your fingernails. Ube worry about maybe there won't be any problem. And so the best thing, you do what is within your means. So like I said again, to conclude on that, the only customary right as far as the marriage, a Muslim marriage, is the sadaki. That's it. The agreement between the man and the woman.
They are married.
They are married, Asa.
Okay, so tell us about how they are able to marry 3 women into one house. how they do it.
And I don't know this. It will depend on the agreement that.
So it's also part. So educate us how
Okay.
it goes.
I don't know. It will be a very different because bear no ma or warrior and now the woman that you want to add to become your part of your household. You know them better than me. So you will be the best person in that shoes to convince them. Say, oh, when I marry you guys will live in harmony. I'll do this, I'll make sure there's peace in the home. You are the one that has to do the convincing. Me, I can't come and give insight on that. When I was a warrior now.
So why are you then saying you are coming to educate us about their marriage and divorce?
Oh, me, I'm talking about it. I'm giving a generalized thing.
And so are you saying and yeah no na mo practicing more?
Which
so in here one else which re?
Our no.
The double ones no.
See the
I'm no worry me now worry about me ru because so baba no maku mu nyina gu. Help or what?
Double ones no there. And not every Muslims ends up marrying 2 wives or 3 wives or whatever.
That's why we want you to take your time to educate us.
The education is their mama baby. Mama baby. That's why I said, and yet we shouldn't even limit it to just Muslims. But fine, I understand.
You said that's where
I understand the fact that you are using that because I'm a Muslim.
You said that's where you want to be. That's what you said.
I said I'm a Muslim, so I'll prefer staying in
so
that
that's where we are.
That is where.
That's where we are.
Of course, because that is where I grew up and that is what I saw and that is what I mean.
Okay, so then that's where you grew up.
Yes.
So being around them with 2 wives and 3 wives,
right.
What are the things that you feel you were seeing that you feel when you are young, you take notice of things than when you are a grown up. Tell us some of the things here with double marriages now. When you restructure kakra those
right.
Things.
So with that said, that one I'm putting myself in those shoes.
Okay, sure.
No.
Okay.
So if I am a man who is going to marry 2 wives or 3 wives, I would make sure that all the wives that I'm going to marry, they are in agreement with each other. I have to know my first wife, what's her nature? My second wife, what's her nature? My third wife, what's her nature? Are they going to be in agreement with each other? If they are in agreement with each other, I will see it from the onset. They say, I grow by there if you're not. Say, any there, who as Bearman, you see it. Because in Kabonu Beba, a befi who Bearmano. Saint Tokwabeba, a befi who Bearmano.
And the more problem.
Oh, problem in your. There will only be problem if you don't know your nature and you don't know your wife's nature.
How would you know my nature?
That's why I said, me, on a certain level, I'm an astrologer. It's the Maame, don't copy me.
Ah, okay.
Aha.
Anything
I miss Obi Anyepe.
Wasumi edu nyina ho. Obi atwa waso.
Me. Obi antimi ntwa maso. Nyame wo Obi antimi ntwa maso.
Okay. So tell us the divorce, marriage and divorce.
Okay. Now, the reason why I chose that topic first of all, because in recent times, let me emphasize it based on love. I see people come on shows, not just your show, people say love is a scam. To me, love is not a scam. Love is the most beautiful thing that can happen to everyone, anybody. But you have to understand what love is first.
Make us understand it.
Yes, kakra.
Yes,
okay. Before you understand love, I spoke a little bit about it. Love is peace, love is unity, love is understanding. These 3 things is what makes love. If you understand that you need to be peaceful with your partner or cohabitant, you understand that you need to be united with your cohabitant. You understand that you have to be understanding, be on the same page with your cohabitant. And then the 4th one that will add, since it's a spouse thing, that will be the intimacy. You have to be intimate. Intimacy is very important. So, every star, no mano. But he too, he has to be understanding. If you are not in the mood, there are times that it's not every time you have to be you will be in the mood. That's where the understanding comes in. If we have all these 4 things combined, then you have a perfect love relationship. And then the perfect marriage that you want, you get it. Me, I don't believe in the essence of having a perfect couple. But I feel like you can create a perfect relationship depending on all these 4 things that I said. And depending on understanding the nature of your woman. If you understand the nature of your woman, you can create the perfect relationship with her. with all these 4 characteristics combined: peace, understanding, unity, intimacy. Asa.
That is marriage. Nanti se unya peace na unya sa ni amafo nyina na se ukofa bi be kan nya be yie na eye o.
No, ukofa bi kan wa. There will be the reason why would it be bekan.
Give us 2-3 reasons. What can that? Warning, that's what you people say.
It's not that's how it is. So, ma, I called you ma, but yeah, we are ma. Technically, we are ma, make it to our no problem. But on a level 2, we are my sister. But anyway, with that said, like I said, obiani in nature. Obiani, I said ma me beka kra a film with him. But what I was trying to say is, let me see if I can recall.
Hey! On Revelations platform. And they want to know how to match it.
Very important point I was trying to make. It was very important.
I was saying that when you be perfect, now kophobia bekan when you be isema. Because if you have peace, you have unity, you have intimacy.
Thank you, Makai. So what I was trying to say is that just like you said, you can have peace and all those things, but maybe you want kiss. You have peace with and all that with that particular partner, but she can't bear kiss. What do? Then you move on to the next line of action with understanding. It's in the Quran. Surah Al-Maryam. That's what happened between those couples. I think Maryam and I think Abraham also. Me, I'm not a historian.
Matthias, Sarah,
so someone that aspect has time to be corrected.
No.
So those can be certain circumstances that would demand it. And then when we say no more started by know the nature of the other woman you are going to involve in that family. And then it will become even better home. That's the essence of our living home. Procreate, happiness, enjoy, wealth. Mundiska. Mundi hene what we are saying you. You worship you by worshiping your woman. How do you worship your woman? Hold her high esteem. How do you hold her high esteem? Worship her. I don't want to go into details now. Say.
Now who teaching marriage need divorce? Now some person who go details here kasa what say? Are you okay?
Anyone Americano?
Who ba so be komo ah? Who ba so be fans ala? Because I don't understand what you are doing to my show today.
Oh no, I'm not doing anything though. I'm giving insights. But for the most part, we say.
Well, you don't want people to say what say. So marriage, what other bro?
Oh, bro.
So what's up?
But truth be told, marriage is not for everyone too on another level. But like I was saying, worshiping your woman entails more. Okay? You can do stuff for your woman, like I said, hold a high esteem. And not just intimacy. You can worship her. How do you worship her? Massaging your woman, showing her love, intimacy, massage her. I mean, caress her, take her out, take her shopping. That is if you have the means to, something beyond your means. But even so, you can do something within your means that your woman will appreciate you. Vice versa with the woman. You can also treat your man manly for him to feel, say, hey, man, what a man wants, for the most part, so mau or carson be nasa nansa woman fa. What respecting no. And that one, you to even build more love for him. It's as simple as that.
Okay, some names and phone calls over. So divorce, add the divorce and let's go.
Now with divorce, like I said, divorce, just like how marriage is good, divorce can be also good. Because certain people end up marrying, they're not supposed to be together. But unfortunately, society and pressure from other parties, and more people feel constrained. That is why we wake up, we see that Obia wari wa sorry wa kunere wa kunema. That is not the way it's supposed to be. If somebody is tired of something, don't constrain the person, don't force the person to be in that marriage.
Do you think living in America has also shaking your mind up a bit? Because Ukasa and Sam you be the way you are saying things easy like that, we don't take things easy like that.
I mean, you see, if you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do, right? So if you go and you receive insight or wisdom, I mean, you come and share it with your people. Because for the most part, and you're to go and get insight, intelligence, you call universities for her, you call your question idea for her. your presidents, all that, they all go and do their masters and their PhD, whatnot, and come back here. For what purpose? To grow the nation. So, Mr. Samako Hona said, that is what I'm bringing back for now. No one fun. You never know what I'm bringing next. I might even bring something higher next. Sir? Because we have higher hopes.
Also, ni pa nimpa monko. That's the mo kana Christo forte jumo mbedi.
Said eh?
Said ni pa nimpa ware no si obeja mo mon constrain no monko.
No, why would you force somebody? Don't force somebody. Hey. You person ni pa kuno mu. Now later, because you are not living with them, you don't know what they are facing. Some marriages can be very, very dangerous. Your death warrant, and then I sign no. So if it's necessary for you to get out of it, get out of it. Some of them too, it's not really. They need a little space. They are going through difficult times. So maybe they need to break, segregate themselves for some time. When the cycle changes, maybe I join back, then they can come back. With some people, they need to keep switching like that. With some people, it could be the location. Maybe I'm not and but they won't understand it that way. They have to move and go elsewhere for the union to be perfect for them. For some people too, it's either the man is not working, he's just sitting at home every day, and the woman is the one taking all the burdens. Of course, she'll get tired. Even if the man is the one taking care of the woman, the man too can get tired of the woman and say, "Mister Mabre, we go pay you." So there are a lot of ways and means. There are a lot of means that can constitute to that. That is why me as a relationship and career counselor, when I hear your story and I hear details, enough details, so when you say I can understand what is going on and I can give the best insight or the best knowledge or wisdom that can help.
So what do you think divorce is causing children?
Me, I don't like divorce, but unfortunately, broken homes is not the best that everybody wants. But if it deems and it happens that way, as the man, as the woman, know that you still have a responsibility on the child. And not there, you can't run away from it.
I mean, I know the responsibilities there will be unsure mukra bofrani will be
right.
But what I mean is the separation now, divorce neba, maame ne ko or the nkwala ne ko, papa ne so kwa or the nkwala ne kwa, me pese mi hu say tobi eba nkwala ne so ana, not because they won't take care of them, but so the way kwa, now the way kwa, does it have any effect on the children?
Taking care of them is not, it technically includes emotional aspects and all that. So technically, it's affecting Kolano because it includes the emotions and then monetary gains. Emotionally, psychologically, it affects the child. But there can be instances where the mom can be putting input, the dad can be putting input. And yet too much. I don't know what the right word to use. And yet too much, like the child won't feel too much burden, say, oh, my dad and my mom are not together. If there is that bond, oh, the dad friend once in a while, mom so friend that once in a while to check up, to do his emotional duties, his psychological duties, his responsibilities, not just monetary. He being there. Because as a man, what the Ubiba we are here, it is your responsibility to give the person protection, guidance. It's your responsibility. So if you know that responsibility and you are doing it even in the divorce stage, then oh yeah, would there. Now Maame so I need there. I don't know. Emma too much trauma. Emma kulane so.
Let's look at property issues. So eba marriage mu anyhow breakups ni sina one are very bitter.
Right.
The way we split, you know, it causes a whole lot.
Right.
So I want you to touch base with also ye jaya warrior na property be. I mean media ya na me say days, ni time, ni years, no is equally important or an asset. Na much na say. Like Martina say 10 years, almost dying, almost year properties near the end divorce, abandon the wire bitter no. Always, you know, it doesn't go down well with Obi also on cross checking. Sure, baby, I must start a cry. One thing that is eating. I want you to get into this.
Right, like building properties together. I know they're a big headache. A big headache. Like say understanding now be more. Me say no. Me, I understand myself. I can be the most understanding person. If it's me, my situation. Many or bar, and then we build together and all that. We can amicably solve it. But I'll make you understand my nature first. Or understand what is best for us, especially if kids are involved. Now, with that said, there are other people, it's going to be hard for them to amicably understand. That is why we have the courthouses. So if it's deemed necessary about her, the courthouses are here who say, or no spirit, well, maybe Ghana Hana, may kind of say because of bribes and in Yamanyamano, they do things without thinking about the spiritual aspect of it. Because we are judge, you have a big responsibility. You are a God sitting over there. And then your spiritual responsibility is on you, both spiritual and physically. If you don't do your job, what well, do? Outside, say, spiritually they are bounded, physically they are bounded. So so when you come, what they are supposed to do, whether a joint property na mumi no toya, they will find a way to separate it or divide it. In a way, even if it's not the perfect option that you guys want, they will do it, divide it in a way that bear amicable kakra. And for the most part, they will give you guys the chance to do mediation. Mediation is what? You guys sitting together with a third party as a witness to see if you guys can resolve the issue amicably. So when we are resolving amicably, then we just leave it for you guys to resolve it with the third party involved. But then it goes to the higher level, which is the court. Then the court decides. Courts should decide. I decide. No. They're the more about no. They're mano. They're the more about so they're mano. You can't do anything about it. Ukoye be different now. You are breaching the law. You'll be arrested. But Ghana, our courts, I can't speak high volumes of them because I've seen televisions, judges are taking bribes and all that. So it's a pity, but it does happen.
Your last words, advice to the young ones coming. Mijidi say omu jaya warrior papa in your religion.
Right.
They marry kutu the next day, poof.
Pressure. Like I feel like a lot of people are pressured by what other people are doing. They feel like Madam Fawayu. One is say our say meso next week, my meso menya war men ko worry by and that our is supposed to be a journey. It's an eye-opening journey. That is where even some people receive their spiritual insights. You can attest for that. I
can attest for them.
Anyway, that's just by the way. It's a union that some people gain their insights from, but some people go into marriage without understanding what marriage is, what love is, what is going to happen. They don't understand. They just go in because they've seen their fellow friend doing it and they are also in a rush to do it. That is what ends up with marriages crashing in few months. What I would advise is that before marrying somebody, is the best. It is recommended say monko counseling. But counseling now won't be counseling. You have to find somebody who is good at what he or she does. A good counselor. That is also hard to find. But somebody like me, I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not even seeking anybody to come. Headache. But if you need my guidance or you need my assistance to help you determine whether the choice you are making is a good choice or not, I can help you do that.
How would you do that?
By letting you know, you have to be open to me first. If you are open to me, I'll know your nature. I'll understand the partner you are trying to marry's nature. If it's compatible, I'll let you know. If it's not compatible, I'll let you know. It's as easy as ABC.
If it's compatible, it doesn't break.
Compatible crowd problems to me, but that's why I said it has to do with, that's why I'm a relationship coach. If you have any issue, you discuss it with me, then the guidance that I have, I'll give it to you. It's just like an advice.
Marriage, I don't want to talk about
it. It's just like an advice.
It doesn't have any medicine.
Oh, medicine. Well, technically, like it's the person who is in that union. You are the medicine of everything. But with some people, they need other people's guidance to know, say, hey, maybe say, me na me issue, no, let me correct where I'm going wrong so that I can also help my wife. Or let me make this person talk to my wife. Maybe she will understand him better. That is the medicine.
Your advice and your social media handles and all.
Advice, no. Just, don't just jump into conclusion and just get up and do things that you don't understand. And don't be too judgmental. If you don't understand somebody, understand. Go into research. Understand the person's nature before you get up and just pass judgment. Yes, for the most part. Because obi a own say asema wakano e fun anasa asema wakano nyanse nimno. You don't know what the person has been through, the insight the person has received, where the person is coming from. You don't know. It's yeah, yembre once understand first before we jump into conclusion. And then my social handle is Dew Soldier, DEWSOLJA. I'm a real soldier. Yes, I'm a veteran, U.S. Army veteran.
Are you still in it?
I'm a veteran now, so I'm out. Yeah. So with that said, I'm a physical, spiritual soldier. So let that be known. Yes, a contract. Who your contractor? No way. Me, I've moved on to another chapter. Now I'm on a higher level. Madam, would they be doing it as time goes on? If God permits, say be doing it maybe one day you see me at a higher level, you'll be shocked. But,
shocked?
You won't be shocked, but maybe it will be like you'll be appalled. You'll be happy for me. Say my bow should.
I'm happy for everybody.
Say my bow should be that. And na page on me do sa pension. And
I mean oh, most definitely. For Revelations platform now, all the spirits in the world, the good ones are here. They will carry you there. That one there, no two ways about it. I'm so sure. So they when they go to your platform, they will see you everything, whatever they need to get through to you.
On both Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok, wherever.
So are you here or there?
Currently, I'm here for the time being, but maybe I'm not age, because so I work for the government.
Different. Ebusia, nka unya sika, anka ubefa, nkrofoni bi mu religious people ni bi call America every 6 months so that they are thinking
if that is what God permits, I ebebim. Because we have bigger hopes. So God willing. Inshallah.
The static ones.
Inshallah.
The microphone is down. America. Thank you so much for coming, brother. I appreciate my day. What am I doing?
Mama case. Mama select you America. There are most that people pray and all that.
Just adding the sis hey, but that thing is
discipline no kakra say.
So
say discipline there. Discipline.
I understand. I'm not saying they don't do. I've been to places. I've been to the mosque and all that. They have one in London, Birmingham, anyway. But they don't put that thing. How much for? And then why? Why? People's mental illness. Adam Crawford, I'm about sorry, than why? Thank you so much for coming, brother. Thank you so much for watching. Before the enemies, the truth. I don't have one close to me, but I seriously feel say, Obia project, Thank you so much for watching. Shalom, peace. Sit down. Bye, people.